This is the breeding video. I would like to start by saying that no, PokeNexus does not have breeding as of yet. This is only the beta. But since some people are really confused about how the whole breeding thing works, some people call it overpowered, some people call it that they can have infinite Pokemons of any of them. So this video is going to be explaining how the whole breeding thing works. So let's start. Let's just get right into first and foremost. We we all think that I wanna have a Swampert, I want to get Adamant, I want all 31 IVs. It's gonna be very easy with breeding and stuff. But the fact of the matter is no. It's not gonna be that easy. To make a perfect nature Pokemon with all 31, you need way too many of the other ones with 31 IVs, and since Swampert is an extremely rare slash rarity swamp Swampert. Yeah, Swampert is extremely rare, so you're gonna need a shit ton other extremely rare water types. Yeah, it would be since you're trading Mudkip, it would be you need a shit ton of other 31 IV water types, extremely rare. So it's gonna be pretty difficult. But let's start. But first and foremost, I'm gonna show you one thing: the matter of shinies. You can't just have one shiny and then infinitely get a better shiny, because here I'm gonna put a non-shiny here and then a shiny here. The child that's gonna be, it's not gonna be shiny. You need both the parents to be shiny in order for there to be a shiny child. So you can't just breed them. So that's the shiny matter down. Then there's a thing about dexing. This, let me just take out two grass types right here. Yeah, you just go down now. This is a it's not a subcard. Crazy. This should be subcard. Yeah. So yeah, this is a subcard grass type here. I'm gonna need to change the nature, the gender of the patient. Yeah. If one of the parents is subcard, the child is in fact gonna be subcard, but you will not get dex for the child. So you can't just have one non and then breed it and then have multiple dex and just complete your dex like that. You do not get dex for breeding mons. Get into the main thing. First of all, let's say I want Adamant Charizard. No, see, I think people go for either way. Let's have an Adamant Charizard. So I need a Charmander first. Charmander. Just search Charmander. Yeah. So I want to make this an Adamant Charmander with 31 attack and 31 speed. How do I do that? First of all, I mean, at least we start with 31 mon. This is the type has to match. So this is a fire type with the same rarity. Both Charmander and Torchic are extremely rare, so the rarity has to match, or lower, I guess. So Torchic has 31 in speed. This one does not have any 31s. First and foremost, we need to pass this 31 onto this Charmander. How do we do that? We need first, whichever species that you want, it has to be female. So luckily my Charmander is already female. So the female, the mother, will be the species. When I take Charizard, when I Charmander and Torchic, the mother will be the child. If that makes sense. So here first I'm not gonna lock anything from here because it's not having 31s. I'm gonna lock the speed here. Locking the speed costs 1 IV powder. So it's not expensive yet, but as you progress to it, it's gonna become more and more expensive. So breed, I got a Charmander, which is now 31 speed. Mind you, wait, it's Adamant Nature. Oh yeah, I transferred to Adamant Nature because it's random, but it's gonna change overall. I'm gonna put it back to Adamant later. So it's 31 speed. Now I'm gonna get 31 attack on this. From this Charmander, I'm gonna transfer 31 attack to this. How do I do that? I go back to the Pokemon breeder. Actually, I'm not sure if I can put both. Right, at first I need to make this female again. Change to female. Yeah. Let me just get any other random Pokemon in my party. Yeah. Now, take Charmander here. I go Cyndaquil here. Since I already got the Adamant Nature on this, I'm just gonna lock the Adamant Nature. It's gonna cost 1 Everstone. And then I'm gonna lock the Speed Ivy from here, and then the 31 from here. So now you can see in the child, it's guaranteed to have Adamant Nature and then 31 speed, 31 attack. I'm gonna breed. Now I have a Adamant Charmander with 31 attack, 31 speed. So far so good, nothing too expensive. Yes, we spent like what, 5 extreme layers so far, but it's still 31. Now the next thing is the biggest problem. After this first 31, then it's what gets annoying. This Charmander doesn't have anything about it. What did we see of this Char? Oh, this is good for a demonstration, I guess. Now we want, let's say, 31 in HP. I'm gonna, in the beta they give 10,000 IV resets, so I'm just gonna spam until I get a 31. You know what, I'm gonna do this off screen. It took me a bit here, but here we are. We left here, we have a 30 Charmander with 31 attack and 31 speed. Now, in order to go further, we need another mon which is at least the same thing with 2 stats. This has 31 HP. So how do I transfer this 31 HP here? I'm gonna sacrifice the 31 defense here, it's valueless. So, first of all, to pass this, I need either a 31 in attack or speed. So even if I don't lock it, if they're both 31, it's gonna stay 31. So first of all, I need this Chimchar to either have 31 attack or 31 speed. So I'm gonna use this Cyndaquil to pass the 31 here. So then again, breeding, it really doesn't matter which one stays, so I'm just gonna keep the Cyndaquil. It's turning night, damn it. So I'm gonna do Cyndaquil, Chimchar. I need this Cyndaquil to have 31 attack as well as 31 HP. Breed. Let me get this up. So now when I need the species to be Charmander, so I'm just gonna keep it species Charmander female, yeah. So now when I go to breed this Charmander with the Torchic, see, even though, did I mess up somewhere? Right, no, I don't know, yeah, I messed up, it's not Torchic. When I go breed this Charmander with the Cyndaquil, even though I don't have to lock the attack IV, it's still 31 to 31. It's still guaranteed to have the 31 attack. So here I just have to lock the speed IV from here, I also Adamant Nature, and then locking the HP from here. This time it's guaranteed to have 3 31s. 31. Breed. So now this Charmander has 3 31 IVs with the Adamant Nature. See how expensive it gets? In order to get this to 3 31s, I have to breed another mon and get that up to 2 31s. Since this is the beta, I can go further, but it's gonna get way longer if I try to go further, but you get the point. In order to make 1 31s, you need, I think, around 32 or more extreme layers which each have 31 IVs. It's gonna get increasingly more and more expensive as you move forward. So you can't just have a random 31 IVs, all of them, unless it's on the beta, of course. So now all the 31 IV mods are not gonna get worthless. It's just making things easier to have, like, you know, a few 31s, a few higher IVs. So I hope this explains how breeding works. Breeding is not overpowered. You're not gonna have infinite mons. Just to have this mon, we sacrifice, I think, 6 other mons. So now not overpowered, or you're not gonna have unlimited shinies either. You have to have one shiny child, you're sacrificing two whole shinies. So let's hope